Berrry Tramel here in Stillwater with OSU President Burns Hargis on what I think is a pretty good day. The good news, the OSU and NCAA investigation into the Sports Illustrated allegations are out, and basically the allegations were unfounded. Were you pleased with the results of the inquiry?
I was pleased, gratified, and relieved that the investigation did not turn up any of the serious claims that were made in those articles.
Go back to September of 2013, 13 months ago. You read all the scandalous allegations. What went through your mind knowing the program and the university the way you did?
Well, it was kind of interesting. Not only were these claims totally opposite my experience with our football program and experience with Mike Gundy and his conduct as a head coach, and Mike Holder, who is so committed to playing by the rules, whether he likes them or not. This just didn't make sense to me. But meanwhile, I've got a closet full of Sports Illustrated that go back 40 years. I've been a big Sports Illustrated fan, so here this venerable journalistic institution is writing this stuff about our university that didn't make any sense to me. But it was essential that we investigate every single claim, run them all the way to ground, and determine whether there's anything to it. And frankly, I didn't expect there to be anything to it, but we had to know, and we were able to conduct the investigation with the NCAA. It was as exhaustive as you can imagine: 50,000 emails and documents, almost 100 interviews, and the conclusion was, and the NCAA joined in the statement, was saying they were fundamentally unfounded, which is a little unique for the organization to make any public statement.
Now, the three minor violations, what's being called Level 2 violations, were alleged in the report. What are your thoughts on that? And one is structural in terms of the organization of the Orange Pride. One is 4 times over a 7-year period failing to adhere to your own drug policy, and the other one was just failure to monitor those previous 2. What are your thoughts on those minor violations?
Well, we're going to review the notice of allegations for those 3 issues and decide how we want to proceed. We could file a response and then go to the Committee on Infractions if we disagree with the findings of the enforcement staff. But I think you've described it well, Berry, that there was a very administrative kind of quality to these claims. The Orange Pride girls should have been organized under the admissions office. They were organized under the football office. In the case of the 4 positive drug tests, that the results did not follow our policy. The policy was basically waived by the coach and the athletic director. But we've changed now the organization of the Orange Pride girls, and we have put into our drug policy that there is discretion to deal with these cases.
This strikes me as a fairly unique case in that the investigation was done by your own consulting firm in accordance with the NCAA, a joint investigation. Does that make the results of this probe even more satisfying that the NCAA was involved in the investigation along with the consulting group?
Yeah, I think what we had here was a former NCAA enforcement officer and one of the best-known compliance counsel in the country working with the NCAA. So you had basically 2 eyes looking at each issue, and you get to the end of the day and there's no dispute or controversy or disagreement really on the facts of the matter. The effect of some of them we've talked about, but when you have that kind of scrutiny over a process, you need to have a lot of confidence in it, and I do.
Fundamentally unfounded result by the investigation. Burns Hargis, Berrry Tramel will be back for more OSU coverage on News OK and every day in the Oklahoman.